In World War II we often picture tanks and planes, but in Burma's dense jungles, modern machines were useless. Here, ancient solutions were needed for modern problems. In this forgotten front, a remarkable hero emerged. Not a soldier, but an Asian elephant named Bandula. Bandula's story is a testament to the powerful bond between humans and animals in war. He wasn't driven by orders, but by loyalty, intelligence, and courage. To understand his heroism, we must journey into the heart of the Burmese jungle, where survival depended on ingenuity and resilience. The Burma campaign was brutal, fought far from the headlines where hope was scarce and the jungle itself was an enemy. In their darkest hour, help arrived in the form of Bandula, a living miracle in the green hell of the jungle. His story reminds us to recognize the unsung contributions of animals in human conflicts. Before the storm of war descended upon Burma, a land of ancient forests and vibrant cultures, Bandula lived a life deeply intertwined with the rhythm of nature, a life of purpose and quiet dignity. His world was the Teak forests, a realm of towering trees and dappled sunlight. Born around the turn of the century in 1900, he was carefully trained from a young age for the demanding work of the timber industry, where elephants were not merely beasts of burden, but highly skilled partners, valued for their strength, intelligence, and unwavering loyalty. Bandula's handler Tok, a man of quiet strength and deep understanding, became his lifelong companion, a bond that would endure through trials and tribulations, forging a connection built on mutual trust, profound respect, and a shared understanding that transcended words. Tok possessed an innate ability to understand Bandula's subtle moods, his unique personality, and his remarkable intelligence, communicating through a language of subtle gestures, gentle commands, and a deep, shared understanding born from years of working side by side. Within the bustling timber camps, nestled deep within the heart of the Teak forests, Bandula diligently learned the skills required to haul massive logs with incredible precision, navigate treacherous terrain with unwavering confidence, and respond flawlessly to dozens of complex commands. This was far more than mere labor. It was a highly respected craft, a testament to the intelligence and capabilities of these magnificent creatures. And through years of dedicated service, Bandula matured into a seasoned veteran of the jungle, a master of his trade. The trust between Tok and Bandula was not a one-way street, it was a bond of mutual respect and unwavering confidence. Each depended on the other, their lives inextricably linked in a partnership forged in the heart of the jungle, a partnership essential for survival. Their peaceful partnership, honed through years of working in harmony with nature, would soon be tested in ways they could never have imagined as the shadow of war crept closer. The very skills that Bandula had so diligently learned in the logging camps, the skills that defined his life, would unexpectedly become vital for saving countless lives in the face of unimaginable adversity. Neither Tok nor Bandula could have possibly foreseen the profound impact their extraordinary bond would have on the course of history, a testament to the enduring power of loyalty and courage. When Japan invaded Burma in 1942, Allied vehicles were no match for the jungle. The British turned to elephants, forming the Elephant Corps, and enlisting hundreds of timber elephants and their handlers. These animals became the backbone of jungle logistics, hauling supplies, building bridges and clearing paths where no machine could go. Elephants like Bandula were living lifelines, keeping Allied forces supplied deep in enemy territory. Soldiers came to respect and rely on these gentle giants who seemed to understand their new roles. Bandula, a lead elephant, stood out for his strength and intelligence, guided by Tok's expert handling. Together, they became invaluable assets, supporting the war effort in countless ways. Their bond was a quiet constant amid chaos. Ancient knowledge and animal power proved crucial in this 20th century war. By early 1944, the war in the Pacific had reached a fever pitch. The fighting in Burma was fiercer than ever. A brutal clash of empires fought amidst some of the most unforgiving terrain on Earth. The Japanese sought to solidify their hold, while Allied forces fought tooth and nail to push them back. Allied soldiers, many of them young men far from home, faced not only a determined enemy, but also the constant threat of disease, exhaustion, and the psychological strain of jungle warfare. Medics worked tirelessly, often under fire, to save lives. And refugees, displaced by the relentless fighting, found themselves trapped, caught between the warring factions. A large contingent of Allied troops and civilians were encircled by the Japanese in a remote jungle pocket, their situation growing more precarious with each passing day. The jungle became their prison, a labyrinth of green that offered little comfort or escape. The sun was blocked by the dense canopy of trees, creating an oppressive darkness, and the air was thick with humidity and the ever-present threat of disease. Danger was lurking everywhere, unseen predators and the ever-present threat of enemy patrols. Supplies dwindled rapidly, rations were cut, and hope began to fade. The wounded suffered without adequate medical care, their cries echoing through the dense foliage. And hope faded as the enemy closed in, tightening the noose around the trapped group. Radio contact with the outside world was sporadic and unreliable, their pleas for help often lost in the static. And escape on foot through the treacherous jungle was suicide, a near impossible feat. The psychological toll was immense, the constant fear and uncertainty pushing men to the brink. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig, every distant sound could mean death. The Allied command knew of their plight, desperately searching for a way to reach them, but they were seemingly powerless to intervene directly. Military vehicles couldn't reach them, the jungle roads were impassable, choked with mud and debris. And air rescue was impossible due to the dense jungle canopy and the lack of suitable landing strips. Previous relief columns had been ambushed and decimated before they could even get close. Hundreds of lives hung precariously in the balance, their fate uncertain. Time was running out and the situation was becoming increasingly dire. The situation was desperate, a seemingly hopeless predicament. A miracle was needed, a stroke of ingenuity to overcome the impossible odds. And it would come from an unexpected source, a solution so audacious that it seemed almost unbelievable. The fate of the trapped group, their survival against all odds, rested on a bold, unconventional solution, a daring plan that defied all expectations. The answer lay with the elephants, these gentle giants of the jungle, and their unique ability to navigate the treacherous terrain. With all options exhausted, the situation growing increasingly dire, and the trapped Allied soldiers facing imminent danger, the High Command was forced to consider unconventional solutions. Every traditional strategy had been tried and had failed. The Japanese forces had proven to be a formidable and relentless enemy, and the dense Burmese jungle offered little in the way of natural advantage. Allied command turned to Lieutenant Colonel James Howard "Elephant Bill" Williams, a man known for his deep understanding of the local terrain and his unique relationship with the region's most powerful inhabitants. He was the leader of the Elephant Corps, a specialized unit that utilized the strength and intelligence of elephants for logistical support and construction. Williams knew only elephants with their immense power and ability to navigate the treacherous terrain could possibly break through the enemy lines and overcome the seemingly impenetrable jungle. He devised a daring plan, a desperate gamble that hinged on the courage of both man and beast. The plan was to use the strongest elephants, carefully selected for their size and temperament, led by the best handlers, men who had spent their lives working alongside these magnificent creatures. Their mission, to smash through the weakest point in the Japanese encirclement, creating a breach through which the trapped soldiers could escape. This would be a full-blown charge, not a stealthy escape, a direct confrontation with the enemy. A high-risk gamble relying on speed, the element of surprise, and the sheer force of the elephant charge. Surprise, to catch the enemy off guard and exploit their vulnerability, and courage, the unwavering bravery of the handlers and the inherent courage of the elephants themselves. At the heart of the plan was Bandula, a truly magnificent creature. He was the largest and most respected elephant in the Corps, known for his strength, intelligence, and unwavering loyalty, and his legendary bond with Potok, his lifelong handler and friend. Williams asked, not ordered, Potok to lead the charge, understanding the gravity of the situation and the immense risk involved. He knew the trust between handler and elephant was sacred, a bond forged over years of shared experiences and mutual respect. Potok understood the danger, the very real possibility of death or serious injury, but he trusted Bandula's courage and intelligence implicitly, knowing that the great elephant would not falter. With a silent nod, a gesture that spoke volumes, Potok accepted the mission, committing himself and Bandula to the perilous task ahead. The last hope for the trapped soldiers, their survival hanging by a thread, now rested on the broad back of a gentle giant, a creature of immense power and unwavering loyalty. The rescue would require every ounce of strength, skill, and trust, a testament to the extraordinary partnership between man and animal. They had built over years, a bond that transcended mere companionship and became a force capable of achieving the impossible. The plan was set in motion, the wheels turning on a daring operation that defied all conventional military wisdom. The fate of hundreds depended on Bandula and Potok, their courage and skill the only thing standing between life and death. The jungle would soon witness an extraordinary act of bravery, a testament to the enduring power of the human-animal bond. The stage was set for a charge that would become legend, a story whispered among soldiers and handlers for generations to come. The elephants prepared for their most dangerous mission, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and determination, ready to answer the call of duty. In the pre-dawn mist, Bandula and the rescue party stood ready at the jungle's edge. Potok murmured to Bandula, steadying him for the charge into enemy fire. At the signal, Bandula let out a thunderous roar and surged forward, crashing through the undergrowth. The other elephants followed, their calls joining his in a symphony of defiance. The Japanese, expecting infantry, were stunned by the stampede of giants. Bandula, unstoppable, smashed through barricades and machine gun nests, guided by Potok's calm commands. Rifle fire bounced off his thick hide as he plowed a path through enemy lines. The elephants widened the breach, turning chaos into opportunity. For a few crucial minutes, the disciplined Japanese line was shattered. The charge was a spectacle of raw power and courage. The elephants had created a corridor of hope. The impossible had become reality. As Bandula and the elephants tore through enemy lines, the trapped group seized their chance. Soldiers, medics, and refugees scrambled for the breach, driven by desperation and hope. Bandula and the lead elephants held the gap open, shielding the escapees from enemy fire. The Uzis guided their animals with bravery, forming a living wall of protection. The elephants stood firm, their loyalty overriding fear and pain. Potok, exposed atop Bandula, guided him with unwavering focus. Even when wounded, Bandula pressed on, silencing threats and keeping the path clear. Slowly, the trapped group made it through. Wounded helped, families clutching children, all moving towards safety. They ran past the elephants, faces filled with relief and awe. For the first time in weeks, hope returned to the jungle. Once the last refugee was through, the elephants began their disciplined withdrawal. Bandula was the last to leave, backing away with a final, defiant gesture. The rescued soldiers, exhausted and wounded, watched in stunned silence. Many broke down in tears, overwhelmed by relief and gratitude. They rushed to the elephants, offering food and thanks, recognizing their saviors. In that moment, barriers of rank and species dissolved. Survival and respect united them. One soldier recalled looking into Bandula's eye and seeing wisdom and understanding. The rescue was a humbling, life-altering experience. Soldiers of a modern army had been saved by ancient strength and loyalty. Bandula's heroism was a testament to the deep partnership with Potok. The charge would be remembered as a moment of pure, unadulterated heroism. The rescue saved over 200 lives and became a legend in the Forgotten Army. Bandula and Potok returned to peace, but their story lived on through Elephant Bill Williams's book. Bandula's charge became an enduring symbol of courage, loyalty, and the vital role of animals in war. His legacy reminds us of the deep connection between humans and the natural world. The partnership between Bandula and Potok was the key to their success. Their trust, forged in peace, triumphed in war. Bandula's story stands out as a unique, inspiring chapter of WWII. He was a gentle giant who became a hero, never forgotten by those he saved.